senior night. Century Tower is lit up on this Friday night for a celebration here at the O-Dome for a top 10 showdown. The Gators honoring 6 competitors, but first it's the Kentucky Wildcats in town to spoil the party, looking for a huge win here in the regular season finale here on Friday night. Pikes Gators are hyped up coming out of the tunnel as we get set for this top 10 clash inside the O-Dome. That's Stacy Grime. I'm Kyle Crooks. So glad that you can join us here tonight. Well, Florida's coming off, Stacy, their best road total of the year at Alabama. Meanwhile, Kentucky, they put up their best performance on their senior night against Arkansas. All that, and plus the emotions of senior night, there's a lot on the line here tonight.
Yeah, both stellar performances last week. They are peaking at just the right time going into postseason play. Kentucky's best score of their program history actually came last year against the Gators, March 3rd, 198-1, so you know they are going to bring it tonight.
Kentucky needs a 196-95 to be cemented in that 18th field for the SEC championships. Big way they can do that, perhaps somewhat of an encore for Preston Bro. She had a 10 on the floor last week.
Stellar performance on the floor exercise. She is one of few that still do 3 passes in her floor routine, and her third pass is the hardest of her routine. She ends with an E-level skill. It is one to watch.
SEC Specialist of the Week after that floor 10. Meanwhile, there's been some real greats, Stacey, that have come through this Florida program. Leanne Wong is at the top of that list. She does everything at an elite level.
Yeah. She is redefining what it means to be a collegiate gymnast. She is excelling in the classroom while competing at the collegiate level, the elite level, and even the Olympic level, all while creating her own brand and running her foundation.
Yeah, student athlete, entrepreneur, Olympian, member of the U.S. Women's National Team. There's Jenny Rowland in her 10th year, and what a program she has built, trying to get back to an NCAA final. Trying to check things off the list as well. Won't end in an SEC regular season title this year, but perhaps the SEC championships coming up next week, Florida can claim that. And for Tim Garrison, this has been a Kentucky program of consistency. We mentioned the number they need tonight, 196.95 or higher to clinch their spot in the top 8 in Birmingham in the SEC championships next week. And yeah, this is 14th year.
Yeah, he was 2024's SEC Coach of the Year, 2023's SEC Coach of the Year. They are a team that has not had to count a fall on any apparatus in the last 3 years. That is consistency.
Went to an NCAA team final in 2023. We do have some news to report off the top. We were sitting here in pregame warm-up, Stacey, and Ellie Lazzari was going through her warm-ups, and she did come up with an injury. She was carried back to the tunnel, and with that, Ellie Lazzari is out of the vault lineup. It's Anya Pilgrim, who now, with a late change, will be at the leadoff spot. Originally, it was Lee Boy who hopped in there, but now it's going to be Pilgrim.
Yeah, it's so hard to see a senior on senior night getting injured and no longer in the lineup. We wish her well and hope she's able to recover from this in the postseason.
Talked to Jenny Rowland yesterday and mentioned the adversity, the amount of injuries Florida's gone through this year. Says that she's just in awe of the response of all of the Gators throughout the year. Very apparent that they're all battling for each other. And it's a team that has the 3rd ranking in the country, very much still in the mix for a national championship. And there is Jenny Rowland, styled out, as always, that throwback Florida fit. And it's Pilgrim who will be the leadoff here on vault as we get set to get underway here on senior night.
You start to top your Tinko 1.5. Great chest up, just a small hop. Way to get the Gators started on vault.
Last week had a season high 9.925 against Alabama on vault. All of a sudden, taking in the mindset of the athlete, you get sprung into that leadoff spot sort of like that, snap of a finger.
Yeah, originally she wasn't supposed to be competing, but at any minute you could be in, and that's the way the Gators are. They have a lot of depth, and she was ready to compete at a moment's notice.
Meanwhile, for Kentucky, their biggest issue has been leadoff on bars this year. They've had some mistakes in the last few meets, so it will be a change at the top. Cecily Rizzo in her bars routine to kick it off for Kentucky.
Yeah, she's competed only one other time this year against LSU, where she scored a 9.775. So great for her to get in this leadoff again. She's looking phenomenal so far. Great connections. Gets that handstand right on top. Just a dismount left, double layout, sticks that landing. Her legs come apart on that double layout, but man, did she nail that landing.
You saw the excited reaction from Tim Garrison, who feels like this team is ready to pop. They had their best performance against Arkansas. They mentioned on bars, we need to be a 49.5. We've been hovering around a 49.2. We need to be elite tonight.
Yeah, bars and those dismounts is where you can gain a lot of tens.
Program that has been built on consistency. Good start for Rizzo. 9.875 for Pilgrim. Here's Victoria Wynn, second to go for the Gators on ball.
Your tinkle 1.5. Stuck landing from Victoria Wynn. That has got to be one of the best I've ever seen her do. She equaled her collegiate best, 9.95 on equality night, and that could be the 10. Here she goes again. She just moves that in at the end. It all happens so fast. We'll see what the judges think of it.
Perhaps maybe a slight deduction there, but just about stuck it. Get the 9.875 from Anya Pilgrim. 9.825 meanwhile for Rizzo in the leadoff on bars for Kentucky. Annie Reiger now will go.
This first release, she was a little close to the bar last week. Nails it so high up. Right back down to the low bar. Her legs are just glued together. With a double tuck dismount. Again, does not move those feet. Great finish. Kentucky's on a roll.
Both these teams are ready to go here on this Friday night.
They are out and on fire.
Reiger is back in the bars lineup last week against Kentucky. He had to go after a fall that did not count. Kentucky's not counted a fall in their last 3 years.
That is amazing.
Danny Ferris. Now it's her turn in front of a huge crowd tonight at the O-Dome.
Now her best one was the very first of the season, and I'm hoping to see it again. Your take on 1.5. Now the landing. Best vault from Danny Ferris. That's got to be the 10.
Wow. And the reaction. Her career high coming in 9.95, and you feel like that's been broken here.
Yeah, the very first meet, that quad meet, was her best of the season. And she's been good throughout the rest of the season, but just never had a vault like that first one, and that beats it.
We'll see if there is a roar for a possible 10 here from any of the judges. There's another look at it. See 9.8 from Annie Reiger. There's a 10 from one of the judges. The Gators go berserk. As it's Prokaski now for Kentucky having to battle through this noise.
Yes, trying to block it out. Know you're only in your routine. This is going to be a tough one with all this noise in the background.
Both judges gave her a 10, so it's a 10 for Danny Ferris.
Well-deserved 10.
And another stuck landing on the flip side from Prokaski.
And way to battle through the noise here of the crowd.
And there's the reaction announced over the PA by Tom Collette. The 10 from Danny Ferris, first of her career.
What a feeling for her to get her first career 10. This is her event. This is her specialty, the vault. Finally got the 10.
What a strong performance from Prokaski on bars, who in her spare time is a real estate agent.
Yes, passed that real estate license this summer. Here's Gabby. Your take on 1.5. Another stellar vault. Kind of quick to salute at the end.
This is the best I've seen the Gators on this event all year.
They have been struggling on landings on vault all year, and they are finally pulling it together tonight.
Gabby Isidore, her season high 9.875. This could surpass it here.
She just has a quick salute at the end. But body position, great chest up at the end.
Prokaski, meanwhile, a 9.875. The story, a Danny Ferris 10, first of her career, and the third Gator on vault. Already this crowd up for grabs. And it's Haley Davis now.
And watch this first release. It's just sky high above the bar. Beautiful toe point. Legs are just glued together every second, right back up. Double layout. Wow. Nails another landing. They are not giving away those 10s.
Coach Garrison told us we have to be elite. You know, I'm pretty good with where we're at right now if we were in the middle of the season, but we have to be elite this weekend for the SEC championships, and so far, so good for the Cats.
Yeah, they are showing they belong at the top of the SEC.
You mentioned it in our open, they had a 198-1 against the Gators last year. It was a program best, and they lost.
Yeah.
Here's Leanne Wong. She had the biggest ovation in the pre-meet announcements. She'll be honored post-meet with senior night.
And she scored a 9.975 last week. Let's see if she can do this again. Beautiful vault from Leanne. Just takes that hop on the landing. Very unique vault. The Pokapaiva, the round off, half on, high calf off. Very unique and done so beautifully well. Here she goes again. That round off, half on, half pike off. And just takes that small hop back. I know she wanted that stick.
Jenny Rowland was talking about Leanne, mentioned just extremely special, has paved the path for all gymnasts in the future to show that you can achieve whatever you want. If you want to be an Olympian, be on the national team, a student athlete, an entrepreneur.
He does it all.
Do it all at the same time. Eleni Rodriguez now.
Looking great so far in this bar routine. Again, I am just loving how tight Kentucky's legs are just glued together with all of their skills. Great fundamentals. Double layout. Another step landing. Fights for it and gets it. She's happy about that one.
Rodriguez, somebody they've been able to push back in the lineup a little bit more, was lead off in most of her events last year. Meanwhile, getting this note from Mary Howard, Sports Information Director for Gators Gym. Both of the nation's vault 10s this season belong to the Gators. Selena Harris, Miranda, Missouri, and then Danny Ferris against Kentucky. There's another look at that stuck landing.
And here is the only other person that has had a 10 on vault in the nation. She goes between the 1.5. Beautifully stuck landing. Selena Harris Miranda, can she get another 10?
Look at bars this year. The season high for the Gators is 49.575. It's another stuck landing for the Gators.
Just so much power here in this vault. Finds it. She knows right where she's at. Big smiles.
And this on the heels of the news of Ellie Lazari, injured in warm-ups, was carried back to the tunnel. She was said to be the leadoff on vault. Of course, the headline, the 10 from Danny Ferris. Skylar Killo-Wilhelm competing all around tonight.
Great connection there between high and low bar. Lines up for the dismount, double A. Oh, move that foot just ever so slightly, but the rest of the routine was perfection.
And learning that new skill coming over to Kentucky, that double layout, as well as learning a new skill on vault as well.
Amazing in your 5th year to still be adding new skills. There it is. Just put that in her routines this year when she transferred to Kentucky.
An all-around All-American. Her first year, and this her final year of collegiate gymnastics and first year with Kentucky. This will be the exhibition. Lead boy.
Great position in the air, takes that hop on the landing. She actually exhibitioned all around last week, so it was great for her to be on every event, feel what it would be to be an all-around competitor. And this is practice. This is practice for when they need her to step up. If someone were needing to rest or be injured in the postseason, she's ready to go.
So the Gators, to my count, Stacy, have a new season high, 49.7 on vault. And for Kentucky, 49.275. Ryan Noonan will be the exhibition here for the Wildcats. 49.3 officially for the Cats, with Killer Wilhelm's score coming in at 9.825.
Now, she had a fall last week. Right here. Nope. Just can't get it again. Stays on the bar this time. That will be a deduction for that break in the routine. Good handstand. Dismount, gets the landing, but it's that skill on the high bar again. Second meet in a row.
Boy, what a start to this one. The 49.7 on vault, that's the second highest in school history.
49.7 is insane.
Yeah.
That is so high for any event, and amazing that it's coming on vault that they've struggled with landings all year. They need to keep that going into the championships and postseason.
And the wall of sound after the 10 for Danny Ferris, first of her career. The Gator is the second best total in program history on vault. Great start between these two. And this top 10 showdown, a perfect 10 for Danny Ferris, showing out in the regular season's final night on senior night. She was indeed perfect as the Gators look for a big home win in front of the home crowd.